Every single day, thousands of knowledge workers like you and I try to communicate complex information, try and persuade and convince their audiences, information about the work they do, about the value they add, and the opportunities they deserve. If you were to take a guess, what percentage of all of these professionals do you think are doing a good job? How many of them do you think are doing it effectively? You don't need to be an expert to guess that this number is worryingly low. At this point, I want to tell you a story about Elisha Otis, a craftsman named Elisha Otis, and this is from way back in 1853. It was the fall of 1853, and Otis was trying to solve one of the toughest, trickiest engineering problems of the era, and he was looking for a grand stage to show his demonstration. Now, elevators were there in many buildings around this time, but the mechanism of how these crude contraptions worked, they hadn't changed since the days of Archimedes. These contraptions were still, it worked with ropes, pulleys, and, well, hope. If the rope, that thick rope, did snap, the platform would plummet to the ground, crash, and destroy all the contents within it. Otis had found out a clever new mechanism using platform springs and ratchet bars which would stop an elevator from plummeting to the ground if the rope did snap. But he faced a skeptical audience, like you and I, very much like today, and he was looking for a demonstration that could convince and change people's minds. So what he did was he rented out this huge exhibition hall in New York City. He hired a couple of assistants, set up a mock-up of an elevator. He built the shaft, he built the platform, tied it to a rope, the entire shebang, and asked one of his assistants to raise the platform to its top height, roughly 3 stories, and he gathered a large crowd of people to come watch this demonstration. He was on the platform. There was no playing around here. He was actually on the platform that was elevated to its top height. And as the audience watched, he looked into his audience's eyes, used an axe, and chopped off the rope that held the platform together. The audience gasped. The platform fell, and shortly, within seconds, the platform stopped falling, surprisingly. The platform stopped plummeting to the ground and was held in place with the ratchet bars and the spring contraption. Everybody clapped, and Otis looked back to his audience, who were clearly shaken by what they'd just seen, and said, "All safe, gentlemen, all safe." Now, as you may have probably guessed by now, this is the same Otis that famously founded the Otis Elevator Company that we all use today. The second thing that I want you to know, that this is officially one of the first elevator pitches of the world. Every time I do a public speaking workshop or a business storytelling workshop, an elevator pitch is integral to these workshops. Now, is there a call to action here? Maybe there is an obvious call to action. But I want to leave you with a reminder. I want to leave you with a thought. We assume that we're in the information industry as knowledge workers, that we're in the information industry. Remember, people don't just want to be informed. Our audience doesn't just want to be informed. They also want to be interested in what we have to say. So we are also in the entertainment industry. We have to capture their imagination and attention. So we wouldn't be wrong in saying that all of us today are in the infotainment industry. Inform as well as interest your audience. An elevator pitch is just one of the many ways to do that.